Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to Season 5 of the Fantasy Matters Fantasy Football Podcast. Episode 18 for us. Man, it's been a long season. I know it's a lot. But this one, tonight, this is a big deal because we're starting the playoffs. We're really getting into it. We in the tournament. We're going to see what we can do. I'm going to hit Brendan with a whole bunch of questions tonight. So better figure out how he's doing before we get started. How you doing, boss man? You good? You straight?
I'm all right.
You all right? What you worried about? You worried about your Eagles, your fantasy team? What? Are you good?
Fantasy football is stupid.
We're going to see if we can make it not so stupid. Let's start off with the injuries. Injuries for going into week 15. Carolina running back, Jonathan Brooks, tore his ACL again. You feel bad for young fella. Hopefully he can come back strong. Aiden O'Connell, he's got a bone bruise. That looked crazy. It looked like he tore his knee up, but they say it's just a bone bruise. He might be able to play week 15, so that's a big plus for the Raiders. Rams wide receiver, Demarcus Robinson, he's got a shoulder injury, might be out. Saints quarterback, Derek Carr, he got a whole lot going on. Got a concussion, a hand fracture. He's going to be out for a minute. That kind of crushes that Saints offense because it's going to look totally different. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but it's going to mess up some lineups. 49ers running back, hot free agent pickup for week 14, Isaac Garendo, mild foot sprain. They say he might go. You got to watch it close. They say he might go. It's a short week, though, because they play Thursday night. They play the Rams at home, so we'll see. But Garendo, he did what 49ers running back supposed to do, but he hurt his foot. Bucks running back, Bucky Irvin. He's got a back injury. Same with him. They say Todd Bowles said today it was real tight. If it loosens up, he can practice. He got a good chance to play, but you know how back injuries are.
Yeah.
Chargers quarterback, Justin Herbert. I know. You saw it, didn't it? We were watching that game Sunday night. He got rolled up on. He's got an ankle. He came back to finish the game, but it's iffy. So watch that one real close if you got Herbert because you're probably in the playoffs. Another Charger, tight end Will Dissly. He's got a shoulder injury. He went out, I think it's like in the end of the second quarter, didn't come back, so watch that one. Steelers wide receiver, George Pickens. They got a big matchup against the Eagles. They need him. But they say he's got a grade 2 hamstring strain. So not sure if he's going to be out there or not. In this last one of my favorite guys to watch, Cowboys linebacker, defensive, DeMarvion Overshown. Tore his ACL, PCL, and MCL.
All the L's.
That's terrible. I liked watching him, man. He is a very good defender, very good athlete. He was making plays. He made that play Thanksgiving Day. There was a guy that tipped that ball and then caught it for a touchdown, ran it for a touchdown. So hopefully, young fella, I hope he gets healed up soon. I think he tore his other ACL his rookie year, so hopefully it heals up quick, and he's able to get back on the field right away. So those are the injuries going into Week 15. Watch them close. So me and Brendan switched up the format a little bit because it's the playoffs. So, again, a lot of questions. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the quarterback. Who's going to have the better fantasy game? These are your 3 quarterbacks to choose from.
All right.
Kyler Murray, he's got the Patriots. Josh Allen's at the Lions. And Sam Darnold versus the Bears. Who has the better fantasy game?
Probably Sam Darnold.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Playing the Bears.
He's playing the Bears.
Josh Allen, they're playing the Lions. I think that's going to be a physical game. I don't think it's going to be super high scoring.
Really?
You never know.
I know.
And
Preach. You saying everything I'm thinking.
And Kyler Murray, Cardinals.
He just been okay. He just been okay from a fantasy standpoint. I can't see him outscoring Josh Allen or Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but I'll take Sam Darnold.
But even Sam Darnold, man, 5 touchdowns week 14, that's crazy. Is he NFL comeback player of the year?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you had all 3 of these quarterbacks, you're going to put them in your lineup. But I'm going to go Josh Allen. I feel like he's on one. He's on one. Six touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think he's on one. I feel like that Lions game might get a little high scoring. It's going to have to be because the Lions got to stay in front of your boys. Brendan's an Eagles fan. The Lions can't afford to lose, and the Bills are fighting too.
Yeah.
So I feel like Josh Allen's going to have another good game or great game, but the Lions are probably going to win it. Okay? Another set of quarterbacks. If you had Jalen Hurts at the Steelers, Patrick Mahomes at the Browns, or Jordan Love at the Seahawks? Which one has a better fantasy week?
Probably Jordan Love at Seattle.
Okay.
I think the Chiefs gonna beat up on the Browns.
Okay.
And if anything, I think they're gonna run on top of them more than pass. Jordan Love, I think that game's gonna be high scoring.
Really?
Yeah.
Love at the Seahawks. Okay.
Yeah, I think Seattle's gonna have to score in order to keep up with Green Bay.
Seattle's defense been playing tough lately, and it's at Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, this just, and I don't mean to knock. I'm not trying to knock everything you say, but it's just like talking through everything, all the different scenarios. So I just feel like the Browns' defensive line might give the Chiefs' O-line some trouble.
Yeah.
They can't really protect Mahomes like talking about it. So that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. Go ahead, finish your thought though.
Then last is gonna be Jalen.
Hurts.
I don't think he's gonna pass that much. I think he's just gonna run it. Or did you gonna get it all to Saquon?
Dude, and why wouldn't you? You told me how many yards are they averaging per carry? He's averaging what, 7 yards a carry?
6, 7.
Why would you pass? Everybody's complaining he's not passing the ball, but I'm like,
I wouldn't.
They're winning. I mean, they're absolutely winning. I think you can't. I mean, he's like 2 tush-push touchdowns from being like a fantasy stud. But I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Love too. Because I mean, I think he's gonna have to put up stats to beat the Seahawks, and them other 2 dudes, they might struggle against 2 good defenses. So if you got Love, you got to feel good about that. That's a good quarterback to have going into Week 15, and it's probably the first round of your playoffs. Okay, this third set of quarterbacks we'll talk about. You got Brock Purdy at the Rams, Lamar Jackson at the Giants. Lamar Jackson's coming off a bye. Then you have Joe Burrow at the Titans. Which of those 3 quarterbacks scores the most fantasy points?
Lamar against the Giants.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it more with his legs or with his arm?
Oof.
I know this is a tough one.
No, I'm going with the Bengals.
You going with Burrow?
Yeah, Burrow.
It's hard not to. It's hard to go against Joe Burrow because he's got Jamar Chase, who is a bad boy. He is a bad man.
He's nice.
Yeah, he is super nice.
So I'm gonna say the Bengals.
At the Titans. That one seems like, like conventional wisdom tells you the Ravens are gonna bury the Giants and just do whatever. Brock Purdy at the Rams. I hate that Thursday night game, but the Rams are home. I mean, I'm sorry, the 49ers are home, so they don't have to travel. Normally, to me, the team that travels in the Thursday night game looks a little off. So that's a division game. It could be good, but I think the safest bet is like Joe Burrow at the Titans. He should light them up because they don't have anybody to come close to dealing with Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
And he going to get his. Okay. That's the better fantasy game. Now we're getting down to who would you actually start. So I'm going to give you the first set of quarterbacks. You got Anthony Richardson at the Broncos, C.J. Stroud versus the Dolphins, and Caleb Williams at the Vikings.
Probably C.J. because they play the worst defense.
Okay, so you got C.J. Stroud playing the Dolphins. He's at the Dolphins. No, the Dolphins are coming to him, I believe.
Yeah,
the Texans are home.
I don't want to play the Broncos defense.
That's a tough matchup. Yeah.
And Caleb Williams against the Vikings, I don't think he's going to do much anyway.
Yeah, for sure. The Broncos, they got shredded by Jameis Winston, but he's a proven player, knows how to get rid of NFL defenses. I don't think Anthony Richardson's quite there yet. That's a tough matchup for a young fella. But it's hard because the Texans, they just been underachieving all year, man. It's hard to have a lot of faith in them.
Yeah.
But
I still got to take C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, you still got to take Stroud over Williams actually playing at the Vikings. Yeah, because the Vikings going to come get him.
Yeah.
And it's just the Bears is just so up and down. I would probably go with C.J. Stroud on that one too. Okay. The second set, which one do you start? You got Kirk Cousins at the Raiders, Aaron Rodgers at the Jaguars, and Jameis Winston playing the Chiefs.
I'll take Aaron Rodgers. No, Kirk Cousins. Nah, Aaron Rodgers.
Kirk Cousins, man, he's thrown a TD in a month, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in the NFL.
I said it, then I was like, ooh, well.
Well, that's the whole point of us doing it because it's making you think as you go. But Kirk Cousins, I have no faith in him. I just feel like Let me ask you. So, do you get to a point in the season where you pull him and let let Michael Penix get a couple starts?
Yes.
Yeah. To me, once you get out of playoff contention, and they're still in it, but once they get out of it, if it's a couple games left,
Just
let
let him
Penix
play.
Jr. play, man, because you can't.
You didn't draft him that high for nothing.
Without a doubt, and everybody's complaining about them drafting him that high, but to me, it's like as bad as Kirk Cousins has played, you can't say we're gonna run it back with the same squad next year. You can't do that. I'm shocked that he's playing as bad as he's playing. I don't know what's missing, but it just doesn't look right. I think if I had to start a quarterback out of these three, I would probably go with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, because the Jaguars, they're underachieving as well. And Aaron Rodgers had almost 350 yards last week, so maybe he on a heater. I would give him a shot. But yeah, I wouldn't mess with Kirk Cousins at all. Some free agents on quarterbacks. It wasn't a whole lot out there, man. I think if you at this point, if you need quarterback help, you can either go with Bryce Young or Cooper Rush. Those are about the only guys that's really left that can remotely help you out.
Yeah.
But I think if you got to pick one of those two dudes to get a playoff win coming out of the gate in the first round, you might be in some trouble. But you gonna take the running backs?
Yeah.
All right.
So who has the better game?
Okay.
Kyron Williams,
Right.
Joe Mixon,
Uh-huh.
or Josh Jacobs?
All right. So Kyron Williams is at the 49ers.
Yep. Joe Mixon is at the Dolphins.
Okay.
And Josh Jacobs is at Seattle.
Dang, bro. Now I see what you mean.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
It is not easy. I think,
It's the easy answer.
bro, I would go with Joe Mixon.
There you go.
The Dolphins.
There you go.
Yeah. He coming off a bye. He runs like a truck, hard to tackle. And to me, if Houston's gonna get a dub, they probably gotta establish the run and let Joe Mixon do his thing. It's hard though, because Kyron Williams is tough, man. It's tough. The thing about Kyron Williams, he gets catches, but Blake Corum is getting his runs too. So that's kind of cutting into Kyron Williams' production. But nobody's cutting into Joe Mixon's production.
Nobody.
So I think on that one, Joe Mixon probably has a better fantasy week. Yeah, I would go with that one.
All right, next up we got Devin Achin at the Texans,
Right,
James Cook at the Lions,
right.
and Jonathan Taylor at the Broncos.
What you think? What you got?
Personally,
Where you at? Right?
I'll go with James Cook.
Okay.
James Cook been going crazy.
I know.
Yeah, James
I know
Cook.
because like he lost some carries to Josh Allen. Like if Josh Allen's like flaming hot, it seems like it's impacting James Cook's numbers. That, to me, man, Devon Achin's due for one of them big Achin games.
he hasn't had one.
Yeah, he hadn't had one of those games that makes you say, okay, he's a
nice.
stud in fantasy, right. So I think he's about due. They playing the Texans, and it's just like the Texans defense might not be as stout as they should be.
Yeah.
You figured their coach would have them just tough on defense. But to me, I think if I had to pick one and be safe, I would probably go with Devon Achin.
Achin.
Yeah, because I feel like James Cook, if that game turns into a track meet, which most Lions games do, because they're going to have to score, I think they're going to try to use Josh Allen on every play they can. I mean, James Cook had 6 carries for 20 yards week 14, and that's just, in fantasy, that can't happen. You'd be mad if that was like your RB1, even your RB2, and it was like, oh, man. So I would go with Devon Achin on that one.
Okay.
All right?
And then lastly,
Okay.
we have Chase Brown at the Titans,
Right?
James Conner at the Patriots, and Chuba Hubbard at the Cowboys.
So we're saying which one would I go, or who has a better fantasy week?
Yeah.
I would say James Conner.
Okay.
I would say James Conner. And the reason why, I think he's going to get his carries, he's going to get his touches as far as in the passing game, but I think his team has the best chance of putting up a lot of points. Chase Brown's close, but I would go with James Conner on this one.
Yeah.
I would go with James Conner.
Okay.
Yeah, I just feel a little bit better about Conner in that matchup. Yeah, I would go with Conner. What about you? Conner?
Chuba Hubbard.
You go with Chuba? Ooh, I like it. Why?
Because he just been hooping.
Yeah, all year.
The only bad thing is that it's just him.
Yeah, he don't have a lot around him.
It's just him.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a backup at all. So it's just he's the only person that can run the ball.
Yeah. I have been pleasantly surprised by, Bryce playing a lot better since he's taking his job back. That looks encouraging, but Hubbard, man, I didn't like in the draft. I didn't even consider that because I didn't like his quarterback situation. But he's been putting up numbers.
Yeah,
he got an extension this year.
Yeah,
he's doing all right. I do like Chase Brown though. I mean, he had 58 yards rushing and 65 yards receiving last week and a touchdown. So it's hard to say that James Conner's going to outscore him. I just like that matchup with Arizona. Arizona's at home playing the Patriots. I just feel better about that matchup. But it's close though. I think if I had any of the three as a starter in my fantasy lineup, I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So then we're going to who would you start? And I'm going to give him some names, and he's going to have to pick two of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
I think I'll do. I should be okay.
You should be, hopefully.
I'll try. I'll see what happens.
We got Tony Pollard versus the Bengals.
Right.
Brian Robinson Jr. versus the Saints.
Right.
Rachaad White at the Chargers. And Alvin Kamara versus the Commanders.
And I got to pick two?
Yep.
I would definitely go with Tony Pollard. He's having a surprisingly good fantasy year. Almost 100 yards and a touchdown every week. I did again in our draft. I didn't see that one coming. Stayed away from it. So he would be a solid one for me. And then the second one I would probably take is risky, but I like the Brian Robinson Jr. matchup playing the Saints. He's left a couple games early with injury. I'm hoping he gets a clean bill of health and he's able to play the whole game. But I would go with Pollard and Robinson. You can't not like Alvin Kamara, but you losing Derek Carr, what's that going to do to the Saints offense? I don't trust that.
Yeah.
If I had to get a playoff win in fantasy, just, win and survive, I don't know if I would trust Kamara. And then Rachaad White, you just got to watch to see if Bucky Irvin's even going to play. If Bucky Irvin plays, he's splitting everything by two, or dividing it by two. So Pollard, Brian Robinson on that one, for me. What about you?
Probably Brian Robinson and Alvin Kamara.
You like Kamara? It's hard to get away from him, but yeah, his balance is just unreal.
Yeah.
And he's a dynamic NFL player. But like I said, I just don't trust it because he don't have his starting quarterback. It's he don't have a lot. He lost Carr. Then the week before that, they lost Taysom Hill. So it's just, I don't know. Defenses can key on him. So I can't argue with you though. It's good we disagree.
All right. Then after that, we have DeAndre Swift at the Vikings. Najee Harris at the Eagles.
Right.
Rico Dowdle at the Panthers. And Ramondre Stevenson at the Cardinals.
I don't like Najee Harris at the Eagles.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Brenda's an Eagles fan, so he likes that. But yeah, I just don't. I don't trust them trying to run against that Eagles D line. So that one's out. I like Rico Dowdle at the Panthers. That's a good matchup for him. And then the other one, I'm gonna say Ramondre Stevenson. I don't trust DeAndre Swift in that offense. It just I'm not 100% sure they're gonna show up. And again, if I gotta get a win, I want to get guaranteed points. So I would go with Dowdle and Stevenson.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm gonna go Rico Dowdle against the Panthers.
Right.
And probably Najee.
Really?
Yeah.
You like him running against the Eagles?
Yeah, he can get a touchdown.
You think so?
Yeah.
How many points is Pittsburgh gonna score in that game? Put you on the spot.
20.
You think they're gonna get 20? So the final score. What's the final score?
Depends on which Eagles team shows up.
All right. If the Eagles team that plays at a high level at home shows up,
32 to 15.
it's gonna be low score for Pittsburgh and pretty high score for the Eagles. Yeah, I don't trust them against the Eagles.
It just depends on which Eagles team shows up.
To me, if they get in those situations, I don't think they're gonna dominate the Eagles with a run. They might make some hay passing the ball to their running backs, which to me favors Jaylen Warren. But Najee Harris catches it too. But I don't trust it. Like I said, the four you gave me, if I had to pick two, I would stay away from that Eagles matchup, and I would stay away from that Vikings matchup. Nah, that's cool. You got some free agent running backs?
Yeah, I see them up there.
All right, cool. What you got?
We got Braylon Allen. Sincere McCormick.
Yeah.
Zach Charbonnet.
My God.
Patrick Taylor.
Uh-huh.
And Isaiah Davis.
Yeah, those two dudes from the Jets, they did pretty good. They did all right. That dude McCormick from the Raiders, he's a guy, he might help you in fantasy because Zamir White just got put on IR. And I'm not sure what happened to Amir Abdullah, but Sincere McCormick is gonna get some run. Zach Charbonnet lit it up week 14. And I have Kenneth Walker the third, dude. I'm sweating it so bad. Because I didn't see that. 134 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and 59 yards in catches. That's a good game for an NFL running back. So I don't know about Charbonnet. I did pick him up, though. And Patrick Taylor Jr. from the 49ers, you feel comfortable picking him up, or you just feel like he's going to get hurt, like every 49er running back? I don't know. They just might be snake bitten, but you can't. I don't know. If Garendo doesn't play, somebody got to pick up. Yeah, somebody got to run it. And then again, okay, so that's cool. You want me to take the wide receivers?
Yep.
All right, the big one. Who has the better fantasy week? Jamar Chase at the Titans, Justin Jefferson versus the Bears, or Puka Nacua at the 49ers?
Justin Jefferson versus the Bears.
He has the best game? What does he get?
Man, like 230 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. That's cool. I'm going to go with Jamar Chase, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just because we just watched him play. But, dude, he is a man. God, he's a man. So you could go with Jefferson. I think Jamar Chase is going to have a better fantasy week. But it's going to be close. Yeah. It's going to be close. I noticed with him, like, they always say, like, great athletes, they do the little things, right? And I noticed whenever he runs his route, he's always coming back towards the ball. The DB can never undercut his route because he's always working his way back. It was pretty cool to watch that. So I'm definitely the Jamar Chase in the fan club now. So I'm gonna say Chase on that one. That was good though. It was good. Let's skip down. Okay, you got Mike Evans at the Chargers, CeeDee Lamb at the Panthers, or Tyreek Hill at the Texans.
I don't know. I'll say Tyreek Hill. It just depends on which Tyreek Hill shows up.
I think so too.
Because all of a sudden Tyreek Hill wants
catching the ball. right when the fantasy season's about over for us. I was thinking Tyreek Hill on that one. I just feel like they finally got him open. He had 150 yards and a touchdown week 14, so I think that's going to carry over to week 15. The other two dudes, I mean, great players, but I feel like Tyreek Hill might outscore the other two in this group. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill on that one? All right. Let's see. All right, let's try this one. You got Zay Flowers at the Giants, Terry McLaurin at the Saints, and Nico Collins versus the Dolphins. Which one scores the most or has the best fantasy week?
Nico.
I think so, too. Why you say Nico?
Because I can see them beating up on the Giants. Yeah. Zay Flowers not going to do much.
There you go.
And
I got you.
I think they're going to run it against the Saints.
Yeah.
And that just leaves Nico.
Yeah.
I think they're going to pass a lot on Nico.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. I'm with you. Because, like, if you're setting up your fantasy lineups, those are the types of things you'd have to look at. And you said it. I just feel like the other two guys, their matchup's going to get out of control when things won't happen as quick. But Nico Collins at the Dolphins, that's going to be a fight. And he's probably going to get a few big plays. Okay, so if you had any of these 4 receivers, and again, give me 2, right? Which ones you going to put in your lineup? You got Devontae Adams at the Jags, T. Higgins at the Titans, Cortland Sutton versus the Colts, Jackson Smith and Jigba versus the Packers. Give me 2.
Devontae Adams and T. Higgins.
You gonna go with T. Higgins?
Nah. Devontae Adams and Cortland Sutton.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I like Cortland Sutton, man. It just seems like Bo Nix is a lot better than what we thought he would be. So if I had to pick out of this group, I would go Cortland Sutton and probably Devontae Adams. It's hard to put a pro like that on the bench if you got him on your squad. I just
seen what he did.
Yeah, I mean, he did okay. He did okay with 109 yards and a touchdown last week, so I wouldn't be bad about that. Okay, the next set, again, give me two. You got Jerry Jeudy playing the Chiefs. Brian Thomas Jr. playing the Jets. Jameson Williams playing the Bills. And Christian Watson at the Seahawks. If you had to pick two, which two would you pick?
Jameson Williams and Christian Watson.
Okay. Why you like Williams, Jameson?
Because I feel like they're gonna have to pass it.
Right.
For this Bills and Lions game.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to pass it. So, and I think Amon-Ra and Laporta. Because we already talked about this when Jameson Williams plays, Laporta's production goes down.
Like they flip flop. They seem like they flip flop. Although both had a pretty decent game week 14.
Yeah, I think Jameson is gonna have a good game this week.
Yeah, I think if for some reason, man, I like Jared Jeudy and Jameis Winston. It just seemed like Jameis is gonna find him. He's gonna get a touchdown and some yards every week.
Yeah,
I like him. I would say Jared Jeudy. Brian Thomas Jr. had a good week despite Mac Jones being his quarterback. I'm not gonna say I fully trust it. Yeah. So I would go Jameson Williams and Jerry Jeudy on that one. Yeah, I would trust those two. That was a tough one, but I feel like Jerry Jeudy and Jameson Williams would be the way to go. Some free agents. If you need free agent help at wide receiver, in most leagues, this is probably where you're going to be able to make the most difference in your lineup. And some available free agents in our league, at least anyway, was Darnell Mooney with the Falcons. He should be all right. He had 6 for 142 yards. Adam Thielen for the Panthers. He had 9 for 102 week 14. He should be okay. And then Jordan Addison, the Vikings receiver, playing the Bears. He blew up. Dude. Yeah. He had 8 for 133 and 3 touchdowns. So if you picked him up last week, you're real happy. Yay. But so hopefully he can at least do some of that week 15, kind of help you out. You want the tight ends?
Yep.
What you got?
All right, for the tight ends, who has a better game?
All right.
George Kittle versus the Rams, Travis Kelce at the Browns, and Trey McBride versus the Patriots.
God.
I know who I'm going with, but who are you going with?
Oh, I got to go with Trey McBride.
There you go.
Yeah,
Trey There you McBride. Go. That's the only correct answer.
Yeah. How do you feel about McBride?
He's him.
Yeah, he gets targets every week. It's
most
consistent.
Targeted person on the team.
He gets it every week. But Kittle is just like up and down. I mean, last week it was up, though. He had 6 for 151. It's hard to ignore that, but I would go with McBride. I think that's the safest pick. Yeah, he's playing the Patriots. That's a pretty decent matchup.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
Then we got Tucker Kraft at Seattle.
Right.
Jonnu Smith at Texans. David Njoku versus the Chiefs. I'll take David Njoku.
Me too.
Who are you going with?
I would go with Njoku. I mean, Jameis looks for him.
Yeah.
I mean, every week. Every week since he's been a quarterback, he looks for Njoku. It's tough because Jonnu Smith been on fire. Yeah. But he cooled off. He saved his week with a late touchdown. But, yeah, I would go with Njoku in that one. Okay. All right.
Then we got Cade Otton versus the Chargers.
Right.
Mark Andrews at the Giants. And Pat Freiermuth at Philly.
Okay.
I'm taking Freiermuth.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, that's a tough one.
He gonna find the end zone once.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's what I think. You do you.
No. I'm not saying you're wrong. This was a tough question because the Chargers defense is tough. Mark Andrews and the Giants, that's not a good matchup at all because we already said they more than likely they're going to run the Giants in the ground. But I just don't like messing with the Eagles' defense. I mean, I know you're an Eagles fan. People probably think I'm kind of biased, but they got a tough defense, man. They got a tough defense. I'll go Freiermuth, too. I think Russell Wilson's a veteran quarterback. He's going to get him a few targets, a few plays where he's going to get out of the pocket and hit somebody. Yeah. So maybe it's Pat Freiermuth, but Cade Otton, the Chargers' defense is tough, man. Yeah. They are tough. So I'm going to go Freiermuth for sure on that one. Okay.
Okay, then we have the tight ends. If you had all these 3 tight ends, pick one of them.
All right, I can only pick one?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we got Everett Ingram versus the Jets. Hunter Henry at Arizona. And Sam Laporta versus the Bills.
It sounds kind of weird because I think in fantasy it feels like he's falling below expectations a little bit, but I would go with Laporta playing the Bills on this one. Because and it's kind of based on upside, right? I mean, because even if you look at all three of them statistically, it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
I don't like Evan Ingram's quarterback situation. Hunter Henry could probably do something, but I feel like Laporta gives me the best upside for the week. So I would take him and keep my fingers crossed. You don't want no dud. You just don't want no dud.
No.
You know, 2 targets for 3 yards in the first round, 1 of the playoffs. Come on, bro. I don't need that.
You do not need that.
Yep, for sure.
All right, and just some free agent tight ends you could pick up. Well, we only got one.
That's it.
That's Jay Ferguson. That's just in our league. We don't know what y'all got in yours.
Yeah, it's not much. Yeah, it's been a rough year for tight ends. A lot of the guys we thought were going to do work didn't really pan out.
Anything.
Yeah, nah, that's cool. All right, I got the next section.
Yep.
All right, would you start looking at kickers and defenses? Big question for Brendan. Here we go, man. So if you got Chris Bosworth, the Steelers kicker, at the Eagles, do you start him?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How many kicks you think he gets?
But I have like 4 or 5.
Really?
Yes.
Which, that's kind of crazy. Not kind of crazy, but that's interesting because I was like, man, maybe I'm giving the Eagles defense too much credit.
Too much credit.
But, bro, Bosworth gets kicks every week. Every week. So you feel good about starting him at the Eagles?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, this next one, we hadn't really gotten a chance to talk about it, but Justin Tucker at the Giants.
I don't care. Start him.
Bruh, if he misses one, because there's no pressure in this game. They should beat the Giants pretty easily. So if you come out here missing, we got to start talking about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So
I'll play him.
I think, yeah, you start him, but I don't. It's rough.
Yeah.
The Ravens kicking game is questionable. What about Matt Gay, the Colts kicker at the Broncos?
Yeah.
You start him too?
No.
You don't mess with it?
No. I think the Broncos D is going to
Broncos
stop
defense
him.
is tough.
The Broncos D is nice.
I might look elsewhere if I had the Colts kicker week 15. I might look elsewhere. Okay. So thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs down? Okay. What about Eddie Pinheiro, the Panthers kicker, playing the Cowboys? Give him a shot?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll play him.
Yeah.
Cowboys defense isn't the best.
And they just lost old boy, man.
Yeah.
Overshown. They just lost him. I think that's a serious blow to their defense.
Oh yeah.
I might give Pinheiro, the Panthers kicker, a shot just based on that. I think that hurts their defense, who was playing well. They were playing well, so I might give Pinheiro the thumbs up. What about some defenses? Let's see. If you got the Jets defense at the Jags, you give them a shot? As bad as the Jets been playing, I think I would give them a shot. Yeah,
Jags can't do nothing.
Yeah, you just got to get to the quarterback and slow everything down. It should be a good fantasy week for the Jets defense. What about the Raiders defense playing the Falcons?
No.
Nah? You don't like it?
No.
I kind of like that. Go ahead.
I don't know. You just never know which Falcons team is going to because they have a lot of talent.
They do.
And you just never know which team is going to show up.
Right.
And like that, flip a switch.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you got 400 yards dropped in.
I just feel like Kirk Cousins is playing poorly and it's going to keep going. If I had the Raiders defense, I would probably play him.
Yeah.
I would probably play him.
Okay.
But, I mean, what you said could happen too. Yeah, they're not completely out of it. What about the 49ers defense playing the Rams? You would mess with that?
No, I'm good.
It just seemed like.
That's a Puka game.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because Matt Stafford, it's like he knows how to dictate what the defenses do. You blitz him, he going to pick you apart. So I don't know if I had the 49ers defense playing the Rams, I don't know if I would trust that one. Would you thumbs up or thumbs down?
Down.
All right, okay. What about the Lions defense playing the Bills?
No.
Bills coming to Detroit.
I think I'm leaving all of the defenses out of that game.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't play the Lions defense or the Bills defense. Wow. I'm
Nope.
not mad at
Tell
that.
you that game could go in the 30s.
It's good to be young. It's good to be young. Stay on your toes. So you don't like either one? The game could be in the 30s.
Yep.
Both teams above 30.
Yep.
Last team that has the ball probably wins.
Yep.
That type of joint.
Probably going to be the Lions.
Probably right. You're probably right.
Probably going 34-31.
Okay. Well, that's cool. All right, so last question before we get out of here. If you had to pick one player of all the games we talked about that's going to absolutely blow up, break a fantasy record, something crazy, who is it going to be?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry?
Dude, playing the Giants.
I know. How many yards you think he gets?
He could get 270.
I think they would take him out before it got just ridiculous. I could see him get 150 and 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
I could see that. So you're going to go with Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
I'm going to take Tyreek Hill at the Texans. I think he's going to do something special. I think he's due for a Tyreek Hill game. Miami seems like they're getting him back in the mix a little bit. It's taking a little while. I know. It's taking a few weeks. But
a few?
I know. I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill. So you taking Derrick Henry? I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill. All right. What about if you had, again, on the flip side of that, if you had to pick one player that might disappoint fantasy owners in Week 15, who would you go with?
Oh, Mike Evans. They put it Chargers.
That's a good one.
Chargers D nice.
They are nice, man.
I can't say the Chargers can't stop nobody this year. I can't.
Cannot say that. Yeah, they get to the quarterback. And that dude, Derwin James, is, man.
He's nice.
He's a playmaker. So you're going to go with Mike Evans?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with a quarterback. I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh, okay.
I just feel like the Browns D-line, Myles Garrett, I think they're going to give them problems. Obviously, the Browns probably going to win because Jameis going to throw the ball to the wrong team a couple times. But I think Patrick Mahomes might hurt fantasy owners this week. So you got to watch out for that. It's not like you would sit him because you can't. Mm-hmm. It's very few fantasy teams where your number 2 quarterback is better than Patrick Mahomes. So, but I feel like it's going to be a tough matchup for him.
No.
What?
No, I'll stick with fantasy.
Oh.
Well. No, okay.
What?
No. We're good.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna stick with Mahomes on that one. So, the two that might blow up, we came out with Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill. Mm-hmm. Guys who might disappoint, Patrick Mahomes and Mike Evans.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens Week 15. We ready for the playoffs, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You got anything else? You feel good about your Eagles? You ain't got nothing you gonna get off your chest about your Eagles?
Some scrubs.
What a stop.
We're good.
They're winning. All right, well, that's a wrap. We're going to get ready to get out of here. Me and Brennan we'll be back next week to give you the playoff rundown again, getting into the semifinals in most leagues. Be sure to catch up with me and Brennan on Instagram Live. We get on there like Thursdays and Sundays. Mm-hmm. Usually Thursdays about 7, Sundays about 11. Chop it up with some folks. Get ready for the fantasy week. And if you're checking us out on YouTube, be sure to give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We'll be back again next week. Mm-hmm. Have a good one.
Peace.